Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first time creating a video for you. And the reason I'm doing it is because there was so much response from the peacock feather painting that I did. Let me show you that. Everybody wanted to get a video on it. So I thought this was a great opportunity to just launch my YouTube channel. DCA Fluid Art is what I go by. Let me show you, first of all, this is an 8x10. And I start off with the black base, which is the Artist Loft black as a base. And I do 1 to 2 or 3 based on, you know, I try to get the consistency. Flat floetrol. The paints are Fine Touch, Primary Cyan, and I believe I got that at Hobby Lobby. Turquoise Artist Loft, Craftsmart Grass Green, and the star of the show is a DecoArt Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold. Can't have enough of that. And these are all mixed 1 to 2 with the floetrol. Okay, so, and I already have my paints mixed up, so you see, I have this little container from the dollar store. Somebody within one of my painting groups brought this up, and I went and got some, and it has the measuring lines on there. So that's mixed 1 part paint to 2 or 3 parts floetrol as well. The paints are kind of a thick consistency, as you can tell. It's a mound and a mound. So you want to mix all of them, 1 part paint to 2 parts floetrol. We are going to start off first with the black base. Okay. So let's get all the paint off of there. And I have a cardboard bottom, so I don't have to be cleaning up afterwards. I just throw away the cardboard. But most of the time, I usually do it straight on this piece of it's the water base of an air conditioner unit. Believe it or not, it's a metal water base. And the reason I do that is because my husband does not like me using the torch on anything that is like a plastic bag or anything that is too flammable in here. I just used this cardboard right now so that it could look a little bit cleaner for you guys. And so I'm going to also make sure that all the edges are painted or covered. Okay. And I am going to use, because I see some little bubbles on there, I'm going to use this really fast before my husband catches me. Okay, it's pretty quick. We're going to go do a diagonal line, and what I do is put a line with each color on top of the other. So I'm going to start off with the gold. I don't know about you guys, but I just love this gold, okay? And you want to do, you know, thin lines. The gold is a little bit thicker than the other, so it kind of spreads. You see that the paint's a little bit thick, but it's okay because when we swipe, it'll create that really interesting color mixture. And we also go back with this paint to create some strands. So I did the gold first, then I did the blue. Now I'm going to come in with the green. and Turquoise. And as you see, I just do color on top of color. You can probably swirl it too if you want, but I just don't do that. And I end with the gold. One more time with the gold. Okay, I think I'm going to put a little bit more turquoise. I really love the way that turquoise looks. Okay, many of you asked me what it is that I use to swipe. And basically, I just have this little piece of plastic. I just cut a very slim strip, and this is what I use to swipe my paint with. So it's nothing fancy. And I just start from the bottom and go outward and upward. Let me show you. So I go wipe after each swipe. And you want to make it thicker toward the middle. And then start thinning it out again as you go up. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. Oops, fix that later. This part here, I didn't like the way that it came out, but I'll put some more colors and fix that. Okay, so right here, I don't want it to go out that far out, so let me bring that in a little bit. Okay. You're getting the gist of this, right? So that's pretty much the way it's swiped. Now what I do, and I'm going to put a little bit more colors right here because I didn't like the way they turned out. You're seeing me as I make mistakes here. Okay, and I'll fix that afterwards with some strands that we add. All right, so now you see it? Now what we're gonna do is, and it really looks pretty, right? But we're gonna go back and add strands with all the different colors. So I'm gonna go back in now and start at the bottom here. Just put a few strands of gold. Just, you know, different sizes. And we're gonna do that with each color. I would recommend that every time you dip, because you're getting to the black, that you go ahead and wipe your stick, because otherwise you're gonna get black tips. Okay. You're gonna do it on both sides. So thank you all for really liking my painting, because you got me motivated to actually start the YouTube channel, which I never even really thought of doing. But now that I have, I'll probably end up posting a few others. You see how I go wider in the middle and then a little bit less as we go along. Now I'm gonna take the blue. You want to try to create some contrast in some of those colors where you know it'll show up. This right here, doing the strands, is what gives you a lot of that texture that I think you all really liked. Some up here, especially because we have a lot of gold in there. And you might need to do repeats just because it absorbs into the paint. So, and remember, it's just very thin lines. So you don't want to put globs of paint. It's just the very thick, the very thin, the very tip. See that? It's the very tip. And it'll be enough to create a nice strand and feather effect there. Remember to stretch them to the far end toward the middle. Because you want to get that color out there too. who would have thought that, you know, we can use a tool like a plastic sheet to create such a beautiful effect, right? And I've got to tell you, it's the end that always, to me, is the hardest part. All right, so we put the blue. Now I'm gonna, and you might be going back and forth throughout too, though, based on what colors you think you're missing in certain areas. Now I'm adding the green. Oh, I forgot I need to clean after each stroke. Remember to keep your paper with you, because you want to keep it so you don't get only black on there. And try to do different different sizes on the strands. So some might be shorter, some might be others. But remember that you always want to curve them. They shouldn't be straight. You want to add that effect of it being a wild strand. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do the last one, which is my favorite color. That's the turquoise. And the turquoise is the one that actually ends up showing up the most after they dry. And that'll give you a lot of beautiful color. You see how thin those lines are? You put them within the areas where you did your swipe. So you still have that beautiful effect of the swipe. And you're bringing out these other colors in there. Especially where you have it thick, like right here. You're gonna make sure and put some other contrasting colors in there. Look how beautiful that looks. And where you see that you've lost some particular colors that you really like, if you like more of the blues, go back and get more blues in there. Like what I'm doing right now. Because I noticed I lost some blues. Okay. Now, one thing that I also do is put a line in the middle, and I like to use gold for that, all the way down. See that beautiful effect that it did? I just touched it and messed up the side here. Black. That's okay. That's easy enough to fix. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of black right here where there's all this gold. Kind of like it like that, actually. Here, let me just do a little bit here. Just kind of mix it in there. Okay. This is what happens when you touch something afterwards. You have to try to fix it if you mess it up. There, but that looks good. Okay. Normally at the top, I like to have a little bit more blue and green. And we'll put the green first. The green is always best first. Actually, because I like it to look like it's the beginning of the peacock eye, the feather, but it's still abstract. So I add gold here, and I blow it. Let me blow it first. I add green. This is this is where I spend a lot of time, believe it or not, in this part. It's still not perfect. I like to keep it looking like an abstract, but I just want to have a little more of that look. Don't do it, open at the most. And I actually also like to take my swipe, a little swiping tool, to swipe it a little bit and keep that abstract look. Okay, and let me do a little bit more of this gold in the middle. A little bit of strands here. Then I go back and just do a few, and just with a stick, and just kind of leave a few of the areas showing with the black base, because it just creates a very interesting texture to it. You don't have to go all the way over, but just a few areas. You see that? And so I'm going to show you, let me see before, without getting it messed up. Here you go. It is gorgeous, isn't it? You will love doing it. And just take your time, especially with the strands, because that's what will create that textured look. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me on this and my very first YouTube video. I really appreciate you loving what we did here, and I look forward to doing more for you. Thank you, and we will see you in another one. Bye-bye, and enjoy your feathers. Bye-bye. Look at how beautiful the edges came out.